The book of Sirach, chapter 27, verse 27. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh. Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to the items that's pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video be edifying first and foremost to the whole elect, then to those that cleave to the body. This lesson will be about the white activist, Charlie Kirk, right? Who's labeled as a conservative influencer. I'll just do a brief commentary, just surrounding his death leading up to it, whether it be true or not. Okay, it still is a prelude of what's to come, man. All right, and it's still a pushing of a narrative, right? Which that narrative is, to basically rise the tension up against Jake. See, because contrary to popular belief, you have a arch nemesis out here, Jacob being the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and it's Esau Edom. All right, he have pounded hatred in his heart, according to the scriptures, and his war is in his heart, man. His intent is to slay you. See? So as iron rusted, so so shall our enemy wickedness. Meaning what? What's in his heart is in his heart, man. All right? It told you that from the beginning. And these people, this guy, okay, this so-called conservative influencer, which they would refuse to label him radical or supremacist or extremist, or whatever it would be, when you have the prophets on the block just speaking about real biblical things that was done to them, all right, and unfairness, not in equity or equality. See, we're just speaking about the things that was wrongfully done unto us, though yeah, we deserve it because we sin, we understand that, right? But the Lord is the judge, so who is he to judge us, But the point of the matter is, right, there's a narrative twist to this, because they got to stir up the racial tension, okay, amongst you Jakes, man. They got to rouse you up, you see? So as rousing you up, war already in your heart, so he's setting you up for the snare and the trap. Again, you see? Push the narrative, these the people that's hurting the earth. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They're the ones that's doing all the crimes, But they call him what the hell they call him? A conservative influencer. And we'll get some of the things said around his death, and with actually a couple videos, a couple things here and there. All right, just to kind of prove if what the hell is going on here as well. Again, Esau got mind manipulation, crafty guile, and things that they do. All right, because again, I wouldn't marvel at the fact that it come out that it was a black Hebrew activist that shot him. Saying it's Edom, or they on, these, I don't know if they caught him yet or whatever the case may be. I haven't looked into it. I went to sleep, but. All in all, this guy is a fucking white activist, man. You see that? Let's deal with that. Okay. It says a white activist does not have a single meaning, but can refer to two very different types of political action, right? Political theater. Again, we gotta be on the watch, look for certain signs, working with their hands, certain symbols, different things of that nature, man. All right, to see how this guy is set up. We knew he was a left-wing activist, right? It says white anti-racism activism or white nationalist activism, the specific context such as the associated movement or cause, is essential for understanding the intended meaning, all right, anti-racist white activists. For this group, activism is a process of recognizing how race is a system of oppression that benefits white people while disadvantaging people of color. Their goal is to challenge their status quo to bring about social change, healing, and liberation from non-white communities. It's not the point. Get the point here. I read it before this, man. Some in particular I wanted to get in here. The key aspects of activism include a historical tradition. Anti-racist white activists have existed for centuries, with historical figures including abolitionists like the Grimke sisters and William Lloyd Garrison. I should have probably looked into them. During the Civil Rights era, white activists marched alongside black Americans with some sacrificing their lives. That's not it, man. Perfectly. Okay, white nationalist activists. This group, man, ain't no white is just mean eat them. All right, and on his shirt had freedom. At the end of it, eat them was fitting. All right, when he got killed, it says white nationalist. It says this group of activists has a racist and white supremacist agenda. There you go. See? Why he's not labeled a white supremacist? No. Some of his words and things he said can be racist or cause racial tension or stir, right? According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, they expose white separatists, ideologies, and believe white people are victims of persecution or radical genocide, racial genocide. See? But the point is, right, this guy blamed Jake for a lot of the crime, all right, the way the world is set up. But the whole government system is set up on a lineage of his people. You see? It's set up on a lineage of his people. So, as the ruler of the city is, so is the people, man. See that? As the ruler of the city is, so is the people, man. So, when they stereotype the poor, when the wicked or the rich stereotype the poor, they really is inadvertently describing themselves, right? Because they're the true criminals of the earth, and the true crime lords, the true drug dealers, murderers, adulterers, right? Because they're at the head front of it. They're at the forefront of it. They're the introducers or the progenitors. You see? And then they give it to the people to what? Devour it up. And then point at the people and say, look how unrighteous they are. Right? See? Get this. There's a lot of fugaziness surrounding this man debt. Alright? I haven't got no precepts yet, but I'm gonna get them. Alright? Because this little devil, trying to manipulate kids at the school or turn them against, they turn their hatred volume up against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and rightfully so, because this the spirit they supposed to be in, right? For their race, for their kind, right? Which, that's what racism means. And they supposed to hate you, Jake. Right? And vice versa. Right? We're two different man of people, man. And besides, their hatred stems very far back. Let's get some brief history on that. It's Genesis 27:34 and jump around a little bit. All right? It says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me even also me my father. All right? Is it? Yeah. He said, and he said, thy brother came with subtlety and had taken away thy blessing. Now watch what Esau said about this subtlety, right? And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? Now what Jacob represents, his name was later changed to Israel, which represents the what? The 12 tribes, 12 sons of Jacob, which is modern day, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, by way of a byword, all right, according to the curse that will come upon us in Deuteronomy 28, all right, in the chapter. Okay, we will be called a byword, you know, and a proverb, you know, chiefly a byword, right? So what he's talking about here, now he rightly named Jacob, for he supplanted me these 2 times, which he didn't do that. That was a damn lie. He took away my birthright, and now, behold, he had taken away my blessing, right? Which is 2 things a son inherited, all right, of his father, which Jacob was the righteous seed of his father, man. You know, it don't matter how many children you have. It matter about the children which are right and blessed, which is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are favored of the Heavenly Father, man. Right? It says, and behold, now he that taken away my blessing has said, thou hast not reserved a blessing for me. You know? What he now let me get down to 41, because he was giving Isaac gave Esau the blessing, but it was by the sword, you see. And that's why they talk, but they lifted up pride in their heart, because you know they believe in that sword, man, right? For he beareth not the sword in vain. All right? Meaning what? He used that thing. He get that thing bloody. He keep it sharp, and he be ready to use it by many instruments of death. But that's all the working of the Lord, because he's under strict commandments of the Heavenly Father to kids. Esau have never killed anybody. He have been used as a vessel to destroy people with the authority of the angels, all right, assigning it to him by the Heavenly Father, right? So let me get this in Genesis 27 and 41, because this is where this devil heart is at. And Esau hated Jacob, see? But wait a minute, we ain't supposed to hate. Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Esau's you so-called white people, right? All of you. So he hated Jacob. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning of my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So this devil horn's been up. He never got that chance to slay his brother Jacob. As you read, Jacob met him in the land some years down, you know, after things had blew over. All right, and he used subtlety again to get out of the land. You know, how he fell up on Esau and wept because he haven't seen them. When Rebekah gave him the word to get to her brother Laban, because he intended to kill him. Which you'll say that where Esau intended to kill Jacob. All right, whereby he gave his birthright up, and he feel like he got supplanted out of the blessing. The blessing only gonna go, if there's a blessing in place, it's only gonna go to the reserved said person who the blessing is for. And that's why Jacob got it. You can't intercept a blessing of the Lord, man. Goddamn dummy. It says, and these words of Esau, her elder son, were told of Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doeth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee. So a way of murdering us is also slandering us, right? Saying we this, we that, all right? And amongst other things, you see? It says, now therefore, my son, obey my voice, and arise, flee thou Laban, my brother, to Laban, my brother, to Haran, and tarry with him a few days until thy brother's fear return away. See, until thy brother's anger turn away from thee, and he forget that which thou hast done to him. Then I will send and fetch thee from thence. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? All right. You see? So, again, this is in these devils' heart, man. Now, again, whether he really got killed is a narrative plot, a twist, you know, it says to be remaining. It looks like it, you know. It looks like it. But again, I'm just doing a brief commentary on this Charlie Kirk guy, right? Get a young face set up to push Rachel to, and listen, this is all for the rise Jake up, man. Let's be real with it. All right, it's all to rise up, rise people up. You know, it's Genesis 49 and 9. Start at 10. It says 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. You know, most of you Jakes, you getting bowed down, man. You know, our people getting stepped on, slaughtered, and you're supposed to, you know, get out there and handle business and be advocates, you know, or so-called protesting against wickedness, all right? But yet, when something is done to our people, all our people do is hold signs, man. Say it's wrong. He stooped down, he crouched as a lion, as an old lion, who shall rouse him up. So the thing is, at some point, Jake gonna get roused up, man. Because these people gonna keep pushing narratives. Not that happened. They can come with a narrative of more tension, all right, between white and black. It gotta be, listen, it gotta be a fight, a battle. It's two man of people that have to lock horns at some point. You see? Let's get this. Let me play a little video too. Oh what? Let me play this video. Let's see if we play.
Yeah, you think he'd already be in place? You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof over there? Just saying? He just ran from over, where's my finger? Well, from over there, ran in. And now he's right there. Just saying,
Right. Now, again, that was noticed somehow, or some goddamn way, you know, of some reason. That's just notice of a man, a so-called person laying on the roof. And this all, you know, he put together things very well, all right? Well, sloppy, but, you know, again, when certain narratives need to get pushed, all right, they'll have a fall guy, a crisis actor, whatever needs to be done. And I believe the shooter is still active, you know. Well, so-called on the move, on the run, they can't find him or catch him. They haven't brought him to justice yet, from my knowledge. Again, like I said, I haven't checked this morning, so it's a lock it for that, right? But before I get into the things surrounding him getting shot, all right, we're gonna what was seen and some things that were said, all right, we'll deal with and this devil name, matter of fact, let me get it. A brother had posted it in a chat, all right. What this devil name mean, all right? Let me see. Let's see if I can get it. All right. And this happened right before 9/11. Another distraction, right? Because the day is so-called 9/11, all right, where they say what? Remember the day. And now that happened, it maybe remember the shooting of him, huh? You know, it's all orchestrated, man. Right? Let me see if I could get it. Looking through the chat, brothers posting beautiful information. Salaki for that. Alright. Yeah, this guy named Kirk, in the online etymology, it means church, right? Or Churchland, Kirkland, Churchland, okay? But something else he put in there too. Like a Norman only. I think he put in that Charlie. I believe it was Charlie. Man. Charlie Kirk. That old ass man had his pants down. This was diabolical work here, man. Now the angle the brother put in there. Let me see. No, he put it in there. Salaki, man. I think he put in there Charlie. Let's see what Charlie means. Which, you know, names have omens. Forgive me for that. Kirk and church. Let me put Charlie in here. All right. Charlie, military word. All right. Forgive me. World War II, a white man. English. Alright, now it's something he put in here, Salaki for that. About Charlie, man. No. Just going over a couple of things, right? It's important that seeing certain things around things, you look into it, you know, just to make sure just to let people, know what it is happening, right? A guy named Charlie Kirk. Name in itself is kind of crazy, man. Damn, I know the brother put in here, but that's on me. I'm looking for that. My bad, Salagi, through the chat, man. So again, so much information. Like you say, this is the narrative to push the Civil War, man. All right. Now, let's go and rise, eat them up. But put white on white crime, something needs to be done about these thugs. Yeah, why they not considered thugs? It's a lot. Oh, Charlie means free man. Charlie means free man. All right. But again, they try to use this guy right here, Charlie Kirk, shooter at large after video shows elderly man arrested. And the point, just go to the matter of this, right? It says, "How dare you, you effing monster." One yelled at the man was walking away with his trousers down. And then, use an embarrassment ritual on the old man just to spin the narrative. Like we say, whatever was pushed here for whatever reason, we'll find out in passing, right? It says, the arrest came at the same time that the officials say the suspect had been taken into custody. However, university spokesperson Scott Trotter later said that the man in the video was not believed to be the shooter, right? Yeah, what the hell he gonna do? Reports suggest that the man was heard remarking on the shooting as he was arrested, and separate footage of the moment showed the elderly man repeatedly urging the crowd to shoot him. See? The government remains at large, try to say it in an UVU lockdown its campus as Balaam took over the scene. A large enforcement presence could be seen descending on a Utah school. But it's something said or repeatedly saying shoot him. You know?
Get right up.
Let's get the point. You know, yelling out, shoot him. Right? It says, reports suggest that the man heard remarking on a shooting as he was arrested in screamed and hurled abuse at him. Chaos took over the scene. Yep. All right. We're saying shoot the guy. But again, these narratives, you know, it's kind of wild. You know, to pull that guy up. I don't know.
Right up. Yeah. You think he'd already be in place? You would think that. So there's somebody on the roof over there?
Alright. It's a lot. Alright. That woman right here. Yeah, but it's let's get that what's going on up here. For the most part, it's a lot about that. A little bit all over the place. For the most part, you know, this guy Inwood thought. See if I can get this guy. Put him up real quick. This guy. Alright. You know. Again, a left wing. Yeah. Pusher, Trump pusher. You get a few precepts and get out of it. Alright. This is Psalms 55. Like I said, this is this devil. This is they inward thought, right? Psalms 55 and 21, and it reads, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet there was drawn swords. You see? So war been in these people's heart, man. And they gonna push you so-called niggas, all right, and spicks, right? They gonna push you to the brink of having to do something, man. Even if it's false narratives, false agendas, you gotta do something. They wanna use that blessing, which is the sword. They won't use it on you, Jake. You know, Esau never got that opportunity to slay his brother after the mourning of his father, man. Right? Who was slain thy own mother's son? You see? That's a breaking of the covenant, the brotherly covenant. And that's why we not fucking brothers, man. Right? This because you can have a brother came from your mama, but your lineage come of your father. Right? And even though Isaac had Esau, he wasn't counted after the seed of the promise, man. This Psalms 140. Got a little lengthy and I was all over the place. I like it, but I just wanted to kind of group all that information together. All right. Not in that way, but it's a bit much. Psalms 140 and 1. It says, to the chief musician, a psalm of David, deliver me, O Yahweh, from the evil man. Preserve me from the violent man. He'll take his own people out by violence to let Jake know, like, we gon', think of what he'll do to enemy. Right? If you so-called snipe your own people, think of what you'll do to enemy. And this guy stereotyped our people, man. All right? Which is warranted because we carry out the behavior that, these devils saying. But obviously, they use numbers to actually lie, which numbers means truth. But they use statistics to lie, all right, to bring against accusations against us. It's false accusations, all right? Our people, most of the crime is done by the crime families, man. These are families of men that have set crime and violence in their heart, man. So-called what? Uber rich, the uber elites, man. It says, which imagine mischiefs in their heart, continually are they gathered together for war. There you go. See that? Constantly gathered together for war. So as I started off in that Sirach 27, it's fitting that I go back, all right, and read, start at 24. I have hated many things, but nothing like him, for the Lord will hate him, right? It's a wicked man, It says in 22 that he that winketh with the eyes worketh evil. Yeah, deceitful measures, man. Showing the eye to be certain things. It says, I'm going to jump to verse 25 though. It says, whoso casteth a stone on high, casteth it on his own head. There you go. And a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. And this man was, criticizing our people. All right. Antagonizing them. Speaking against the men of the Lord. And amongst other things. So there's a sword laid up for him. There's a judgment. Verse 26. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein. And he that setteth a trap shall be taken therein. All right. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know when it's coming. Mockery and reproach are from the proud, but vengeance as a lion shall lie in wait for him. So, again, these devils, all right, these devils gonna get their issue too, man. Concerning Salaki. Concerning the lies, all right, and the deceit that they put forward before our people, man. And we don't give a damn if he got killed or not, right? He got to get, if he's dead, he got to get ready for change, baby. That's the meat of the matter of this vote. So, I just wanted to just give my little brief commentary on Charlie Kirk, all right? This so-called AKA conservative influencer, was radical as hell, man. Stereotyped our people. But guess what? They were setting this guy up to go from college campuses in different places to what? Push it. Right? Was he pushing peace? Was this devil pushing peace, man? Grade A devil too. Stereotyped our people. Let's see. Right? Yeah, it says right here, stereotype. As a sign, preconceived, and oversimplified notion of characteristics, typically of a person or group, firmly fixed or unchanged. So, again, this is what he did us, man. But, You know, this is a beautiful thing because this needs to happen because we're not never going to rise up against our enemies. So the Lord going to cause an uprising, cause anarchy, man. Right? So that what? Jacob shall be in the midst of his enemies and he shall fight. There has to be a rising up of the lion, man. Across the line, you know, showing you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Right? Because your enemies is not going to go away. They're going to utilize the blessings of the sword on you and constantly push the narrative for you to rise up, Jake. Right? And when you rise up, you know, they're going to put y'all down. But the elect is rising up through the spirit. All right? That's why we going to prevail. So I don't mind what the Zada was Zada fine. Till next time I say shalom.